Welcome to AircraftPost's Rousseau Report. I'm Dennis Rousseau. Before we get started, AircraftPost is the trusted source for market intelligence and strategic planning for current generation business jets less than 30 years old. Our customer-centric approach and detailed market data is a well-needed deviation when so many of our industry resources fall short of providing aircraft owners with the level of data needed for informed decision-making. Since 2001, our aircraft portfolio has grown to over 11,000 business jets, ranging from the Lear 75 and CJ4 in the small jet category, up to the Gulfstream G650 and Global 7500 in the ultra-long-range category. We've been addressing the Gulfstream G4 series in the last two sessions. As a recap, the G4 4SP were manufactured from 1986 through 2002, delivering 500 aircraft. In 2003, the G4SP was rebranded the 400, basically adding more standard features such as head-up display and third FMS. At the end of the 400 production run, the total fleet size was 534 aircraft. To deviate for just a moment, what's interesting about the sheer volume of the fleet is if we go back to 2002 or 2009, during the aftermath of each global economic downturn, we were witnessing 10 to 20% of the available fleets on the market. In 2009, the Challenger 6 series totaled 627 in-service aircraft, and 96 of those, or 17% of the fleet, were on the market, which crushed market values. In some cases, 50% within the course of 1 year. Could this happen to the G4 series in the next downturn? In 2003, Gulfstream introduced two new models, the 4,200 nautical mile G450, using the G4 fuselage, wing, and empennage, and the 6,000 nautical mile G550, which was born from the G5 platform. Both models share the same fuselage cross-section, nose section, and cockpit, making them virtually indistinguishable from each other if the viewer only looked at the nose section. However, the G550 is quite different on the exterior, with 7 cabin windows on each side, a 16-foot longer wingspan, and a near 7-foot advantage in length, although for the most part, the usable 3-zone cabin length is the same. By using the same nose section, Gulfstream builds in commonality as well as efficiencies as a single type rating applies to both aircraft. Today on the Rousseau Report, our focus is on the G450, the final iteration of this iconic aircraft. What are the major differences between the G4 series and the 450? First off, by incorporating the 550 nose section, the main cabin door was moved aft 3 feet, adding 12 inches to the cockpit length. Another major change in the cockpit, we went from the SPZ-8400 with 6 CRTs and much clutter to the plain view cockpit featuring 4 multifunction 14-inch flat panel LCDs and side-mounted cursor control devices. G450s came standard equipped with Enhanced Vision System 2, head-up display, also version 2, triple FMS and IRS, dual 24-channel GPS, as well as triple VHF nav comms. In addition, the Dash 150 APU was standard. This increased reliability over its predecessor and improved high-altitude operation. The Rolls-Royce Tay 611 engines were updated to the Dash 8Cs with FADEC and can be maintained either on condition or hard time. If the operator elects hard time, the midlife intervals have been increased to 6,000 hours over the earlier Tay's 4,000-hour requirement, and increasing the overhaul intervals from 8,000 to 12,000 hours, although the 10-year requirement remains for both the midlife and overhaul, whichever comes first. One of the more expensive options is Synthetic Vision version 2, which, if you recall from previous sessions, is cockpit display technology that presents the visual environment outside the aircraft using computer-generated imagery analogous to how it would appear in clear daylight ops. This option is upgradable today at a cost of $350,000. In addition to the avionics options, an operator could also select broadband multi-link internet and DirecTV. With the above-mentioned improvements, the G450's range was increased slightly over the earlier G4 series. At a cruise speed of Mach 0.85, the aircraft has a theoretical range of 3,500 nautical miles with 8 passengers. Pull the throttles back to Mach 0.80, and range increases to 4,300 nautical miles. All of this is, of course, dependent on weather, winds, temperatures aloft, and the like. Similar to its predecessors, The 450 has a 3-zone cabin with a forward or aft galley, and unlike its predecessors, forward and aft vacuum lavs. Gulfstream introduced 6 select cabin layouts for the G450. As with most aircraft, customization was available as a chargeable option. All G450s are maintained in accordance with the task-oriented MSG3 maintenance program, where maintenance requirements are based on statistical analysis rather than a calendar-based system. Gulfstream also introduced Plane Connect, which is a maintenance link that automatically transmits aircraft maintenance information to Gulfstream TechOps for resolution, who then can dispatch parts for faster turn time. In 2016, Gulfstream announced the end of production for the G450. Over a 15-year production run, 354 aircraft were built. Add to this the G4 series, and we have a fleet size of 870 aircraft. If during the next recession, 15% of the fleet, or 130 aircraft, came on the market, what impact would this have on market values? Let's take a look at how the 450 has fared over time relative to value retention. New aircraft deliveries peaked in 2008 with 41 units and slowly waned over the next few years with only 19 deliveries in 2015. Tracking pre-owned sales over a 10-year period truly brings value retention to light. Using a 2008 year model, the aircraft sold new for $36 million. Fast forward 10 years, 2008 year models are selling for $12.4 million, which translates to a loss of 67% in 10 years. A general rule is a business jet has a service life of 30 years and its corresponding value should follow suit. If market depreciation continues at the current rate, we could run out of value before the aircraft is 20 years old. So where is the G450 market in June 2019? As of today, there are 19 available aircraft on the market, representing 5% of the fleet, ranging from a 2004 to a 2014, with ask prices ranging from $13.1 to $21.9 million. There have been 14 transactions over the last 6 months, with an average market time of 275 days, and sell prices ranging from $8.7 to $21.4 million. What does the future hold for G450s? Well, the aircraft has state-of-the-art avionics, 4,000-mile range, and superior cabin amenities. At the price points we see today, the G450 represents great value for the dollar. It's also providing formidable competition, sans fuel burns, for new aircraft in the $20 million price range, such as Gulfstream's own G280, Bombardier's Challenger 350, and Embraer's Legacy 500. Please keep in mind, as we cover different aircraft, if you would like to discuss maintenance inspection costs, please give us a call. In our next session, we'll be talking about the G4 series competitor, the Dassault Falcon 900. Until then, I'm Dennis Rousseau with AircraftPost, the Rousseau Report.